Learner's permit.
Learner's permit. Learner's permit.
Learner's permit. Learner's permit.
Learner's Permit! Hello and welcome to the Learner's Permit podcast, a show where four friends lock themselves in a room and forcefully educate each other on topics they're most passionate about. Each week, one host selects a subject to educate the other three about in hopes to broaden their woefully narrow horizons. My name is Austin, and to my right is...
Kody! Hello!
And across the table from me is...
I'm a guy named Adam.
He is a guy named Adam. And to my left is...
Hey guys, my name's Liam, and also we're all very energetic today because we were over-caffeinated.
And got up at 5 a.m.
Yeah, Adam likes to say that.
Yep.
Well, one of us got up at 5 o'clock in the morning.
And it's Adam, because he's the hardest working among us.
One of us lives here.
That's true. One of us lives here and got up only 5 minutes before everyone else got here.
It would be strange if he got up at 5 just to be ready for everyone to be
No,
here.
I imagine every time before we come over, Kody spends about 2.5, maybe 3 hours cleaning the whole house and making sure that everything is just so. And
sometimes I do.
Putting extra horsehair in the wall in the bathroom.
That fucking bathroom's like a goddamn nightmare.
Got to go run down to the stable to collect some more horsehair.
The house insulation's running low.
Yeah. God forbid. We don't want it to be cold while we pee in there.
Yeah, right?
Or do other things.
Is that the only room in the house that has...
all of the... Do you want me to punch a hole through the wall behind me?
Yes.
I'll fucking do it.
No, don't do
Look at the fucking ceiling in this room, dude. It's terrible.
You know what's funny?
It's so it's like it's like the people who tried to do it did a really bad job. It wasn't me, I
It's
swear.
like that?
It was like that when we bought the house.
Yeah.
It's almost like that.
What do you mean?
It's almost like that.
It's almost like that.
It's emulating a bad job.
It's like you can see on because we're describing the room real quick. So it's like there's a divider between the last foot of the wall. And you can see on it that it's like this really fucking terrible yellow. And then some parts of it is like highlighter yellow.
Yeah, it's like
It does
Dijon
change.
mustard and highlighter yellow.
Yeah, it's disgusting. This room
Well,
colors.
also the wooden siding that's a foot down from the ceiling, it doesn't match
No.
up in the corners.
Nope.
Like over there.
Yeah, it's not measured
yeah,
correctly.
I don't know
it's-
who the fuck did that. They're fucking terrible.
I would doubt it would be level, but
I'm going to change the fucking color of this
you
room
should
one day.
definitely change. You should paint I like the two-tone. I like that it's two different colors, but the ceiling color's got to go. It's like a throw up.
It's terrible.
It's like a stale mustard color.
Yeah, it's bad.
Stale mustard.
It's
Is that
really-
wrong?
it's-
Is that a bad?
No, he's
No,
right.
it's a good description. It's just a funny term.
That's my band name.
What's
Stale
Stale
mustard.
mustard.
What's funny though is that the ceiling here is very nostalgic to me because most of my family's houses were built in the 60s or 70s. So when I look at it, I'm like, oh, it's just, I'm just going to the holiday gatherings at the cousin's house or something like that.
Wow, it sounds like all of your family members need to liven their goddamn walls up.
Oh yeah, dude. We don't own it anymore, but my grandfather's house on my dad's side had the staple old person wallpaper.
Oh, yeah.
So it had wagons and horses on it that
tracks.
repeat every foot. So it's the same thing. You look down the hallway and you're like, holy shit, you couldn't have picked a more repetitive style.
Beautiful. Do you think that was one of those roll-on wallpapers that they have?
Absolutely.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
You should get some of that for in here.
no.
I could see if I could find more of that.
No.
What if they had one of your favorite show that we can't name? Would you do
What
it
would
then?
that be?
It's an anime. I know
if
you know that.
If you break the seal, then he can talk about it. We can't.
I'm not going to name it.
Oh, weird.
What if we did each wall in this room was dedicated to us?
What would your wall have on it? How would you integrate racist impressions on your wall?
You know what I would do? I would put
Like one of those press here to speak things.
yeah, but it would be me doing my impression of Newt Gunray, and it would be a standing mirror size portrait of Newt Gunray, and around it is all the peg hold walls, so I can put guns up on there when we come to record. So it just looks like a shrine to Newt Gunray.
Also, your face is photoshopped onto him.
And Newt Gunray would be wearing these really cool pants that have a cool feature.
No, although the Trade Federation absolutely would sell pants like that.
Yeah.
What would your wall be, Liam? Let's say Austin's this small wall behind him.
Thanks.
Small wall Austin.
You get the small wall because you're right there. I get the big wall because it's my house. Liam gets the double window wall. What would
Oh,
you?
so I get the windows. Let's see.
Oh, but I get a door.
I think I
You
would.
do have a
I think
door.
I would paint it all black.
You have 2 doors,
I would paint
actually.
it all
Yeah, 2
black
doors.
or some other really dark color, and then I would have a mural in between the 2 windows of me looking really stern and pointing out. And I don't know what it would say. Maybe it would be like,
would it just be? It'd be making eye contact
yes,
with me.
and it would say, "Kody, get off your phone."
Fuck, dude, come on.
No, it should say, I want you to get off your phone.
Oh, yeah, that's
there you
good.
go.
Universal.
You know, mine
But
would
then if
be,
Kody switches his seat, I'd have to move it to a different wall to still be
You could make it one of those paintings that, like, instead of the eyes following you around the room, the finger follows you around the room.
Sorry, Adam, what would yours be?
it would be a little bit more, elegant, if you will. It
Would
would
it
be
just be naked Cortana?
No, I was going to say. I mean, she's
Cortana
already
always
naked.
naked?
Yeah.
Naked Cortana on one end of the wall, and then a little mural of Master Chief crap debating on the toilet.
I was
It's just an old poster of Cortana that we thumbnail tacked to the wall.
I was going to say it would be a garden of various spicy peppers.
Why pepper?
What the fuck?
What does that
But
mean to you?
You'd be gross. So I'm not fucking watering them.
No, I'm not saying it's actual peppers. I'm saying the design is like an image.
Adam's like, I want a
I'm
garden
going to
in my
plant
garden.
plants in your wall. Is that really what you thought he was saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that would be kind of cool.
That would be really cool, but I don't know.
I'm not
Well,
watering
the horsehair in there. I don't know,
Horsehair and peppers.
Yeah. What about you, Kody? What would you put on your wall? I mean, all the walls are yours, but,
I don't know. Probably a really cool, like a bunch of hands to give high fives to.
I like that answer.
What?
Yeah, just
I like that
like
answer.
mannequin hands.
That's terrifying.
Wait, would you have actual like arms coming out of the wall, or would it
It'd
just
be
be
like
painted?
it'd be like mid forearm.
Dude, and then one day we'd be podcasting and then they would all reach out and grab you into the wall.
That would be quality content.
They wouldn't be able to see it.
No, but you could hear me. Everyone would be screaming. You'd hear the walls just like creaking and just fucking ripping me through. That'd be so sick.
I wouldn't be screaming. I'd be like, I knew this day would come.
Oh my God, it's the Conjuring house. Like,
And then in Cody's final moments, he'd pull out his phone to record what was happening, and Liam would be like, "Get off your phone!" As he'd
I
be
would.
holding
no,
it.
it'd be the mural.
Yeah, the mural would be pointing and be like, get off your phone.
but the wording changes and she goes, "This is what you get."
You should have gotten off your phone. Should have put more horsehair in the wall.
And now we have disembodied haunted arms pulling people in.
Well, then Kody would just be on the wall. It would be Kody would be in the wall, be like, the viewers can't see it.
It'd be
but
like
yeah.
Han Solo and Carbonite.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's just frozen in the wall. Oh, that would be kind of a cool wall ornament.
They make like a Han Solo Carbonite fridge.
I did see that.
Yeah,
that's
that's fucking
really cool.
expensive, but it'd be rad.
Have you seen the Death Star 2 fire pit?
Yeah, but you sent me the chair the other day. That was
Oh,
really
yeah.
cool.
Yeah. That is cool.
Is that a chair with...
It's like the unfinished Death Star from Return of the Jedi, but they threw like it was like a concrete chair kind of thing. It was sick.
a concrete chair.
So how
Is that
does
for
They had
sale?
like cushions and everything.
Is that
on
for
it.
sale?
I don't know.
How do you make a chair out of the death? Is it one of those things where it's like just half of the?
Yes,
Yeah. See, I struggle with stuff like that.
it's like half.
I don't want half of the Death Star. I want to sit in all of it.
But it's a full sphere. How would you sit in it?
I haven't figured that part out
Like
yet.
a hamster?
Neither has anybody else because it hasn't happened yet. But
You'd be like a hamster.
you wouldn't be inside of it.
Well, I guess you could have it open up like a globe.
Well, I'm
I bet
thinking, like, you
I
could
bet
just-
you there's one like a Death Star globe that opens and you can put alcohol in it.
Wait, hold on. I bet there's like a decanter kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like
you
a
know how people
decanter
have like those
stand.
globes
Yeah.
that they can open up and there's like you can
Yeah,
have
that's
a
what-
bottle of scotch in there with some glasses.
Yeah, that's what those are for.
That is what they're for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not making fun of me.
no.
Why are you laughing at him?
No, I was laughing.
Why are you laughing at him?
I just thought Cody's affirmation of it was humorous.
But you could do like a Empire Strikes Back when Vader's putting his like helmet back on.
oh yeah, the
The like
life
hexagon
pod thing.
Yeah.
The thing where it like lowers it on.
Yeah, but like the
Do you
thing that
think he wears the helmet when he takes showers?
I mean, he doesn't take showers. He gets back to tank bats.
Does he crap?
I'd assume his suit does it for him.
In a
His
crap
suit
tank.
craps for him.
Yeah, well,
The crap tank.
kind of the same way that like Master Chief does it, right?
Well, that's what I was thought I was
Probably.
going to get to that.
It just kind of like
So
floats
so the real question is, who has the better refractory period? Is it Darth Vader or
Refractory?
Master Chief?
Oh, Master Chief for sure.
Well, Master Chief has we
can
confirmed
only
he's got
only
the built-in
assume-
suit components.
Yeah, we can only assume that Anakin's dick got burned off on Mustafar.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
they
but
gave
he's
him
got the
robotic
drive.
arms and stuff. You
Oh
think
no,
they would-
wait. So Obi-Wan actually cut off 4 limbs that day.
Oh no.
The 11th finger, as it were.
Well, it would be
What if-
6
okay,
because
we
he only cut
Well,
one.
wait,
arm.
hold up. He only cut off the knees. So suffice to say,
Well,
you could
and
probably
an arm.
also assume that he just circumcised him. Realistically.
That was the straw that broke the camel's back. When he's saying
Yes.
I hate you, it's because
Yeah.
he just realized that he's actually
His dick was
circumcised.
It's
on
because
that, yeah.
he's a big anti-circumcision guy.
I mean,
Because of
doing
what
that with a
happened to him on-
lightsaber would be pretty convenient because you're just over and done right there with
That's
like one
true.
little.
That's
Do you think moils in the Star Wars universe use lightsabers?
Is that what
to-
they're called?
Yeah.
The people like perform circumcisions are
Yeah.
called moils.
There's a specific name for the job. Like, is there?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
all that the doctor does.
Yeah.
I don't know whether
That's
to believe you
interesting.
or not.
Look it up.
It's not just a
You
surgeon.
pull out your phone that you guys
Nope.
are also happy to use before and look it up.
No, it's okay.
It's like how there's a doula for pregnancies.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, you
that's
didn't
a-
question that term.
Well, because it's been a thing forever.
So
I've-
have
I was
moils.
never-
Moils have probably been a thing for longer than doula. I mean, I don't know, but I'm fairly sure.
I'm pretty sure doula's been around longer than
Adam,
A
will you
molar.
please look it up? Will you look up moil?
moiler.
Is that
Moil.
MOIL?
I believe so. It might be MOYL, but I'm not sure.
I'm filling up space. So
You are.
you call me fat, bro?
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
So
17 corn dogs, baby.
17 corn dogs, 7 hot dogs.
I'm struggling to find a definitive answer, but it's been around for quite a long time because it's derivative from a Latin word. I'm probably going to butcher this. It's either mollis or mollis, which means soft.
Look at the birth of Jesus.
that's
There
so
was
funny.
a moil. He was there.
Yeah, but that was
Born,
only,
born in a manger. A moil was there within a minute to clip him. Surprised that's not some kind of holy artifact.
yeah, they've got it saved. It's right next to the Holy Grail.
it's one of the items of Eden from Assassin's Creed.
The Shroud of Turin and the mini Shroud of
In
Turin.
Assassin's Creed 2, when you have to go through like the photographs
pictures.
to find the Eden.
It's just like a clipped voice.
Do you guys want to hear the doula origin? That one is also old. It's derived from the Greek word for female slave.
Wow, really a great way to bring the party down.
Okay, well,
So-
the Latin language was around before Greece, right?
I mean, yeah, don't all languages kind of stem from Latin?
Yeah, so moil, first and foremost. That's all I'm saying.
All right, I'm going to bring it back around here real quick. We were talking about things that we would put on our walls, right?
You mean before we started talking about circumcising Vader?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Just making sure. Just making sure I'm oriented correctly.
So the subject that we're going to talk today is one of those things that I would like to have on my wall. It's one of those things that's like wildly expensive, not practical, but it just has a cool factor to it. I don't know if you guys have something like that where you just can't get it out of your head. You know it's a bad idea, but you just can't stop. Like the price of this thing has rapidly increased over the years, and I still can't stop thinking about it. So I've thought a couple of times of buying one of these just to end it, so I don't end up spending like $8,000 later in my life on this object because I know it's going to get that expensive.
What's the guilty pleasure?
The Spaz 12.
What's the price point it's sitting at right now?
Currently, they normally the ones in the most desirable configuration, which is like with the folding stock and the J hook and everything, and the 21-inch barrel, are going for some of them are ridiculously high at like $5,000. Most of them are going for like probably $3,500 right now.
And so what is the average price for a similar gun?
It's a great question. I was just about to ask that.
Yeah, so you can get a Benelli M3, which does so. This gun, the main selling point for it back in the day was that it can be pump action and semi-automatic in the same system.
Which one?
The Spaz 12.
Okay.
The Benelli M3 has the same feature, but without all the extra frills and all the extra weight and all the extra price. Like you're going to spend almost $2,000 on a semi-auto only Benelli, but the Benelli M3 does both, and it's still about the same price. So probably like $1,700. So still not inexpensive, but you can get a system that's lighter and it works better and it cycles more loads and it does the same thing. But this
You want to
thing's-
cycle a lot of loads.
I want all the loads. But that was the whole point of the system is so that
That's
you
a
could
clip.
manually
Clip that.
you could manually cycle the action if it wasn't cycling it, because it was designed specifically for police departments, and they wanted it to run primarily on semi-automatic. The pump is there if you have like less than lethals like beanbags and stuff like that.
So why would you go for the SPAS 12 if you have a much cheaper option?
Literally just because it looks cool, which was actually one of the things that they designed it around was the looks.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
And 2, because it's in like every movie on planet Earth and video game. So actually,
Yeah, Valve likes to put it in their games.
It's in one of the earliest movies I ever watched as a child.
which one was that?
It was in RoboCop.
It is. It's
I thought you were going to say like Chicken Little.
Was it also in Terminator?
It is. Yeah.
It is, but I definitely watched RoboCop
Terminator
before.
Wait,
one.
is
Terminator.
it the shotgun that the punk has in RoboCop?
It's in
Like one of
RoboCop
the
3,
punks.
I believe.
No, it's in RoboCop 1.
I don't. Let's see.
It's in the first one. It's
It's
when
in
the,
iRobot. Apparently, I didn't know that.
that checks out.
RoboCop?
No, it's in they're in the police are raiding one of the warehouses and the police have it.
Yeah, that's when he's in there and Clarence Boddicker, right? And he like,
No, it's Boddicker had just left.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
This
I watched it recently.
the firearms IMDb says it's in RoboCop 3. It doesn't. Oh no, RoboCop is on there. Yep, RoboCop 1 and RoboCop 3.
Wow. Firearms. What firearms IMDb? Is that what it's called?
Sorry, it's IMFDB. So
That rocks that's a thing.
There's a Wikipedia thing like that too.
Yeah. But I bet this website probably has it more comprehensively logged.
yeah, Internet Movie Firearms Database.
Oh, that's sick. Wow. Okay.
That's really good. We should.
Yeah, I'll be using that for your episodes from here on out.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
I pulled it up for this one because it's in so many things. I didn't even
That the
bother
list is
to make
massive.
a manual
Yeah, yeah.
list. Like just to rattle off a couple off the top of this list is the Terminator, Blast Fighter, whatever the hell that is.
Is it the shotgun
2.
that he has on his bike in Terminator 2?
No,
Like the
that's
classic shot of him.
That's the Winchester 1887.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which
All right.
was also like, I mean, it was already kind of a famous cowboy gun, but it was absolutely
Yeehaw.
made famous off of that because that's where the spin comes from.
Yeah.
The coolest fucking
So
thing in
fucking
cinema
cool.
history.
And you would definitely do that with a gun, right?
No.
So we've previously talked about the accuracy behind, media portrayal of these firearms. Now, with video games and movies, how often do they get it right with the SPAS 12?
In terms of like how the weapon's manipulated and stuff.
Yeah, and how it operates.
And how easily a robot can operate it. Because that seems like a running theme.
Honestly, I think a robot is about the only thing on the planet that would be able to pick it up and know how to use it because it'd probably download the user's manual because like it's a very frustrating system to use. So their whole idea behind it was like,
You're saying it's sexy but difficult?
oh yeah,
If I had a
absolutely.
nickel. No, I'm just kidding.
I think that's probably
the good ones always
you
are.
might as well just title this episode "Sexy but Difficult."
Well, then we will.
Yeah, that's a good
because-
one.
because that's the whole deal, man. Like they have so many repetitive safeties on this thing. So they have something on it called a quick action safety, which off the top of my head, I don't even remember exactly how it works. I remember the first time I saw one in a gun store, I asked the guy I just want to hold it because it's like my favorite gun of all time.
Is it
And
still your favorite gun of all time?
probably, yeah. I don't know.
Why is it that we're
This is
always attracted to the ones that give us the most trouble?
Right. Yeah.
So I know in Valve's games, they have it in Half-Life and they have it in Left 4 Dead, but it's portrayed in two different ways in both of those games. In Half-Life, it's got a significantly slower rate of fire, whereas in Left 4 Dead, you can just go bang, 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 bang.
Yeah, so games very rarely utilize the ability to switch between the two actions because as we talked about with like game development and stuff, you would have to actively like nerf the gun. There would be no reason for you if you put the same damage value on each shot, there would be no reason for you to use the pump action mode at all.
Yeah.
So they have to like choose. They basically like Modern Warfare 2 and actually Modern Warfare 2 made it in pump mode and it was more powerful than it was in the original Black Ops because Black Ops put it in semi-automatic mode. So that's like already when you went over to another title, it was less powerful, but you got to shoot it faster. And so that's you don't ever really see that feature in the game.
What is the point of having it have both options in the real world?
So, like I said, it was primarily designed to fire on semi-automatic because if you can have it underneath perfect conditions, fire in semi-automatic, that would be the obvious choice because you can get faster follow-up shots.
And you can fire at whatever rate you want. So why
Right.
would you want the pump action?
So if you have like lighter loads. So like if you're firing full power double-aught buck, it's not going to have any issues cycling. But if you are firing lighter loads like game loads or less than lethals, they usually don't have enough power to actually fully cycle the gun. So you would have to manually cycle that charging handle.
Oh,
and it's
okay.
just easier to switch it into pump so that you can use the pump instead
And
of.
there's nothing wrong with firing lighter loads. Some people do, and it doesn't make you any less of a man.
Austin will still take the load though.
Come one, come all.
That's another good episode title.
That's what the pump's for. the lighter loads.
The old pump and dump.
He almost spit all of his coffee out.
Sorry.
We got some good episode titles on the docket.
I
here.
think we should stop calling them out. We gotta play our hand. Too early.
boys.
Plus, good ones keep coming along.
I just want to rattle off a couple more of these. Maybe you guys have seen some of them. A lot of them I don't recognize, but
Yeah, read us some movie titles.
Movies?
Game titles.
Exterminator 2.
Is that like a sequel to Terminator 2?
Oh, do you think it's like a spoof movie?
I don't know.
Like a porno?
No.
Who's in it?
It is accredited to the character A Thug that uses it. Apparently.
Hell yeah.
Hey, I called it. I had the wrong movie, but I had the right actor.
A movie just called Water. A movie called
Water?
Water. Just full stop Water. And it's used by a mercenary. It came out in 1985.
Almost a thug.
Oh, yeah,
That's
mercenary.
a thug's cousin.
And then and there's Spanish in here. I'm not even going to dishonor the Spanish language by trying to pronounce. But the movie's called Cop's Honor, Hold Up, The Hitcher, The Wrath.
Oh, wait. The Hitcher with Sean Bean or the Hitcher from like 80s?
It's a 1986 movie.
So the original.
Is there one with Sean Bean? Is he the hitcher? Is he the titular hitcher?
He's the hitchhiker that kills people.
The titular hitcher. He
It's great.
kills.
It's a great movie.
Boromir with a gun.
Boromir gets killed a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of movies with
Horror
cop in the title. Too.
Any that we've heard of?
I don't really know. That's why I'm listing them on. I mean, yes, you've
Demon
heard
Cop.
Jurassic Park.
Slut cop.
Oh, yeah, it is. Clever girl.
Yeah, that's it. So Clever Girl is also a line that's very heavily associated with the Spaz 12. Like,
Why? Because he's holding it when he says it?
so they basically like
I generally associate that line with velociraptors.
well, velociraptors are also heavily referenced. Like every time that you watch a video about the Spaz 12, inevitably they're going to bring up velociraptors. A lot of people actually pair these two items together. They get the Jeep and the Spaz 12. You know, the Jurassic Park security Jeep.
Yeah.
They
the
like do
yellow.
up their Jeeps and then they get a Spaz 12 and then they have like the complete package of the Jurassic Park security force.
I am never not astounded by just how much overlap there is between gun nerds and movie nerds.
and cars.
It's just that the gun nerds have a lot more money.
yeah.
Somehow.
No, then it's not that they have a lot more money. It's that they
They're
spend.
willing to spend a lot
Yes.
more money. Yeah.
They're willing to irresponsibly spend a lot more money. I'm working on that Samurai Edge from Resident Evil. It's a long-term project, so it's not like I've been drowning a bunch of money into it, but I've probably put like $1,200 into it at this point. If we like compounded it all throughout over the years.
You should just finish it. You've been talking about it for
I just got
like
the
4
barrel
years.
in, so I need to fit it because
Okay.
it's a match grade barrel.
Okay.
So,
Austin's going to be the new FPS Russia, just hopefully not rated by the FBI.
yeah, that was a load of bullshit too, but we can talk about that on another date. That was actually one of the earliest gun YouTubers that had some amazing content. He'd get like AA-12s and all this
Yeah,
crazy
but he got
shit.
rated by the FBI.
Yeah.
He did, and I don't remember exactly what the whole reason behind it was, but I guess they found like a minuscule amount of weed that was just barely
Oh,
above.
no bueno when
Yeah.
you're known for guns. Buddy.
So like it wasn't even for
doesn't
like
matter.
I think they
Doesn't matter. Federally, that's like a major thing.
Yeah.
So like
if you're a gun guy, you better not be a weed guy too.
That's what Hunter Biden just got convicted for.
What, weed and gun?
He lied when he was filling out the forms for his firearm. He lied about not being on drugs.
he said he wasn't addicted to drugs at that exact moment. So he
Whatever.
answered, no, he wasn't.
you know what? That's a fine answer in my book. If it was true in that moment, what's wrong with that? That's not a lie.
I'm not jonesing right now, so no, I'm good.
I haven't been paying attention to news, so I didn't know that. I didn't know that
It
he
was
got
only brought to
convicted.
my attention because it's firearms related news.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But Original Gangstas, I don't even know that movie. Apparently,
I
it's
think Adam was in that movie.
more Jurassic
I'm
Park.
an OG.
It's in the Matrix. You probably missed it in the Matrix because it's not in its original configuration with like the folding stock. It's got like
really?
the fixed stock. Yeah. So you know the famous like lobby shootout.
Yeah.
It's in that.
Wow.
So all the security guards are using either M16s or Spaz 12s. So the one that Trinity kicks and then uses, that's a Spaz 12.
Damn. Yeah, it doesn't look the same from what I remember.
It just doesn't have like those, what are those like metal bar things that are like
That's
on
the
top?
stock.
That is the stock?
Yep.
Oh yeah, because it doesn't fold to the side, it folds over.
Yeah, it folds over.
Right. Okay.
Ghost of Mars.
Oh, hell yeah. Ghosts of Mars.
I don't know what that is.
That's the John Carpenter movie with it's Mars and there are ghosts. I'll probably make you guys watch that at some point, honestly. They got Ice Cube in that movie.
Do they actually?
Pretty
Is
sure,
Ice
yeah.
Cube use the Spaz 12?
I don't know.
That'd be
I would
awesome.
love to see that. Oh no, I'm thinking of Ice-T in NCIS when he's like
It's not NCIS, SVU.
SVU.
SVU. Okay,
Law and
yeah.
Order.
I think it's really funny that Ice-T has found like a comfortable career playing a police officer for almost, I think, 20 years at this point.
And all he does is sit in a room. Like
Well-
he never goes out on scene. Like he's just there to be consulted about
was
stuff
his
or go
big
interview
song
people.
Cop Killer?
Wait,
And
does
then-
he actually have a song?
Yeah. Like but that was the big thing, and then like now you're
They're like, we will offer you an inordinate amount of money to be a cop for the rest of your life
Yep.
on screen. And he's like, done.
done. Well, I mean, but it's true. It's true for Ice Cube too, because didn't he play? He's played a cop multiple times.
I don't know. Has he?
He might have just played a cop in the 21 Jump Street movie
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
its sequel. But I think
Yeah.
he's probably also played a cop other than that. I'm not sure, but
I feel like you're right about that.
His son is also an actor now.
yeah, his son played him in the NWA movie, which I have not seen.
Oh,
and
really?
won't watch. Yeah.
That's funny.
But I love the scene from one of the episodes where he's interviewing a suspect and he says, so he mentions something about the guy being gay. And then he's like, I'm not gay. I just like having sex with men. And then Ice-T goes, newsflash, bud. That means you're gay. And I'm like, this is real writing that they put into the
Can you do that with Ice-T's voice? You want to do an impression?
No, I'm not going
Well,
to.
see, I don't think it's. I think you're fine to do that. He's got a very distinct voice.
But no, I said no, not because I'm worried about backlash. It's because I don't know his voice well enough to do it.
really, he
Yeah.
has such a distinct
Dude,
voice.
I could give it a try. So it's like, news flash. That means you're gay.
There we go. Austin and
thank you for
Kody
that.
are both good with the
Thank you for that.
voices.
Cody, can you do an Ice-T?
Probably not. No.
He's got kind of like a nasally thing going on, but I don't know.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
News flash.
Can you give it?
Gay.
News
Maybe
flash, kid. I don't know.
Can you give it to us one more time with like the nasally?
I don't even know how I would like incorporate.
Can you just do the voice again?
I don't think I have it.
You did it. News flash. You're gay.
That was pretty good.
No, that was not good. You put some weird spice on that. I don't know how to feel about it.
No,
What would you even call that?
Bullshit.
It's in John Wick Chapter 2.
It is?
Yeah.
I
Oh,
don't.
that's probably in the tunnel when he's trying to
says-
escape.
It says scene in armory. So
That
so
checks
it's when Peter Serafinowicz is like, here's all your guns, Mr.
yeah.
Wick.
What Austin's dream job is.
dude, that's what I want to be.
That would
You
be
want to
so
work at a
fucking
fancy
cool.
hotel for assassins and
No,
just
I
have a
just-
secret room that you press a button?
No,
It's
being like
here's
an
our stuff.
armory inventory person.
No.
Wait,
I think we should just let him speak.
I want to be able to speak that eloquently and like to the point about like someone comes in and it's like, I'm looking for this. And then to be like, oh, perfect. I know exactly what you need. And then just like never fumble on words and describe it in the most eloquent way possible and be like, this is exactly what I suggest for this thing. I struggle to convey like exactly what I'm trying to say things are good for sometimes. And then it also depends on your caliber of customer too, in terms of like how much they understand and like what they're exposed to or how much knowledge they have on, or sorry, not knowledge, how much bias they have going into something.
So you wish to work with luxury clientele?
Mate, that sounds really bad when you say it that way.
No. Because I think gun ownership is definitely something with like a high ceiling in terms of how much
Right.
money people spend. And if you're working up there, you're just working with people who are like, I want to go to somebody who knows their shit and is going to treat me like gold. You want to be that guy.
Yeah,
the one
maybe-
to treat them like gold. Well, I would recommend two things. Start wearing a suit to work and then hone your skills talking on the podcast here by saying a bunch of bullshit and getting it all out on the weekends.
Yeah, because you're already knowledgeable enough. You just need to have that like suave, laid back confidence that Lance Reddick's character has.
Right. Yeah.
And I hate to bring it back to this, but you have the expertise, right? It's just about the marketing. Austin. It's just about the marketing.
Which the Spaz 12 was excellent at, actually.
You want to talk about it?
Yeah, we'll talk about it a little bit.
Nice.
So the reason that it looks the way that it does was because they were trying to market it towards police departments as more of a presence gun. That wasn't their words.
That's so funny.
So they designed it that way because they wanted to have teams be able to bring it as riot control options and
As a
basically
deterrent?
as a deterrent to just like people would look at it and they'd be like, oh fuck, like that looks scary. So the whole gun was designed around looks, and then as far as I know, they made it work from whatever they designed afterward.
They did a good job. It does look intimidating.
It looks awesome. So like, that's why it's so popular in movies, because like I was saying, like operating the thing is not intuitive. There's like 3 safeties on it, and if you forget to take one of them off before you start shooting, the gun just won't go off. So like most people are like, why would I use this overpriced thing that doesn't even really work that well when I could just get a Mossberg 500 for like $300 and it's pump, but I could cycle whatever I want through it and it's not hard to use. It has one safety and I can just shoot.
Right. And I mean, if you're in like a life or death situation,
you don't want to die because you
happen.
can't take the safety off.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, that sounds like a giant issue
Yeah.
to me. I mean, I wouldn't fucking buy one specifically for that reason, especially if I was using it for like, there's no reason for it, but home defense.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
like,
if you're the type of guy who sees this in a movie and you're like, I need that fucking gun, you don't care about how it actually works. You're going to hang it on your wall, or you're going to take
That's fair.
Instagram, or probably more likely Facebook photo with it.
And so, yeah, that's why I started this off the way that it is, because there's something in my brain that like most of the time when I buy, like I have an appreciation for history and stuff like that. So it does filter over into firearms. But like when I look at this thing, I'm like, I need that. There's something in my body that's like, I need this thing. But when you look at how it operates, it's like there's all these other guns that do it so much better. But there's something I can't shake. I don't know if it's because I've seen it in so many movies and I've played with it in so many games. I just need this thing.
Dude, it's the Tide Pod thing. It's the Tide Pod thing.
What,
it smells like fruit and it's bright colored. Your brain is just like, fuck. Like I've seen so many badasses wield this gun. It looks so easy on film. You know, movies are powerful things in terms of suggestion.
Yeah.
And that, you know, I'm just saying.
So it's, yeah. So they like their marketing in terms of like, hey, we're going to make it look sweet or intimidating. Absolutely worked. If there's one thing that has stayed in the limelight, it's that. It 100% worked. But because America was their biggest market for it, and some police departments bought it, but it wasn't a hot ticket item. And then in 1994, they had the assault weapons ban, which limited a lot of weapons that could be purchased with like features and stuff like that. So Italy was, I forgot to mention that. Franchi is the firearms manufacturer for it, and they
Named
aren't
Franchi?
Yes, Luigi.
What a great name.
Franchi.
Luigi Franchi.
Yeah. So they're
I put pasta in my gun.
they're a firearms.
That was a good one. Come on, Kody.
It was really funny.
They're a firearms manufacturing company that's been around since 1868. So they're not quite as old as Beretta. Beretta is the oldest.
Yeah, baby, let's go.
Yeah,
That's wild, though. I've never heard the name Franchi.
Yeah, and so that's like they only really make a couple other weapons. Most of their stuff is like submachine guns and shotguns that were made for military and law enforcement, which is why you don't really hear about them, because they're either direct contract to those agencies.
They're wholesalers for...
Right.
Yeah.
And so the civilian market never sees them, or it's the Spaz 12.
They should... Well, if they're all about marketing, they should change the Franchi to a G. So it's Franchi. And then you can put a little frog on the gun.
Franchi.
Good marketing.
Correct me.
This is my Franchi shotgun.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't there like a thing where shotguns or a certain class of shotgun was banned in war because it was deemed inhumane or something like that?
So the Germans wanted to ban it in World War I because they tried to claim that the wounds that buckshot caused were inhumane, and the League of Nations.
I mean, that's probably true. But
So yes, and that eventually that was changed. In the Geneva Convention, you can't actually directly engage personnel with shotguns.
it's funny that Call of Duty has so many shotguns.
A lot of shotguns. Shotguns are what's known on the battlefield as quote unquote breaching tools, right? So like so in my argument, you could breach somebody's chest and it's still a breaching tool, but
That's true.
they're
It's used for getting through doors and stuff.
right. They're only ever loaded with door breaching rounds, which are specially made for that. And so it would actually be useless to shoot somebody with a door breaching round because there's a lot of like wax and some other crap in there that I don't know about.
Interesting.
The idea is that you can shoot the lock in the area that you need to, and that you won't have like steel shot ricocheting off on everybody
I never
else.
thought
That
about
makes
that.
sense. Yeah.
Interesting.
So if you tried to shoot somebody with it, it would not be a good day, but it wouldn't put them down and out of the fight. So most of the time, the breacher will breach the door, and then the first man will kick, and then they go in from there. So, and then the breacher will then have time to sling his shotgun, and then he's usually the last guy to go in. So.
I have a quick question. I know we talked a little bit on the Cannonball Run episode about how car companies in video games, they license out their actual cars less now, right? I think we went over this a little bit.
Car companies? No, I think we were talking about gun companies.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was a tangent about guns because Call of Duty has moved away from using actual gun names.
That's what I want to get to is, do you know, and you might not know the answer to this, Austin, but maybe we can revisit it if you look it up after. But do you know if these companies, when they design a gun like this, and especially when they specifically have the marketing in mind for like, how's this going to look? How's it going to portray? Do you think that they have any kind of partnership with like film companies or film studios or anything like that to actually push that image out there? Because how long was it on the market before it was actually getting put in movies and stuff?
So I don't know that anyone's ever partnered with a film studio, but honestly, if they were smart, then they would, especially with video games today, then they should do that if they want to get the image of something out, because it would do them a lot of favors.
Both Call of Duty and the Marvel films are like direct partnerships with the U.S. military.
Right.
They both have and the Transformers films were a big one for this
Transformers
too.
were huge.
Transformers was 100% the military. Yes.
Well, it was that. And they also had it was sponsored by General Motors. So it was like the Corvette.
That I knew.
And like all that, that's why in those films, they always cut back to all the people in the army being like, oh yeah, we got to do this. And all showing all the military vehicles and stuff.
If you see like real helicopters and stuff in the movie, a lot of the time, and we've talked about this before.
Yeah.
The Pentagon has a specific office in it that is made for allocating military assets to filmmakers. And the argument is that because the taxpayer pays for these items, that is technically they should have access to it in a way. I would argue that it's really only like the elite that are able to utilize these things in film, and they're being utilized in a way that I don't really think the Army should put time and effort into, because you're just widening a audience that you get people that you're just going to end up not getting the cream of the crop anyway. So I just don't like it. But basically,
but here's the thing: movies are mass media.
Yes.
That's what you're going for. And it absolutely fucking works.
I know why they do it. I'm just saying, like, the people, and we've kind of talked about this before, right? It was when at basic training, you have that time where you have to weed people out. And there are some people where, like, sure, Band of Brothers is what caused me to join the Army and what made me realize I wanted to be a paratrooper. So you might get somebody that's
really, you saw all those guys being so miserable and you were like, I want to do this.
There was something about like the brotherhood of it where it's like there's trauma bonding there, sure. But it's like at the end of the day, it was about the bond that those guys shared with each other that really drove me to like want to be a part of that group of people. So it like in the face of adversity, they could rely on each other. So that was like the main draw to me. And then plus jumping out of a fucking plane is badass, dude. So I was like,
fair enough.
I will never have the stones for that. So props to you.
It's just,
Austin, whenever you want to jump out of a plane, I'm ready. Let's go.
I want to go.
Whenever you want.
So, we've never been skydiving like we were talking about.
Yeah, we've talked about it for like 2 years.
That's what he's saying. Is
right. Yeah, because I've only ever static line jumped, which is like generally around 1,200 feet. Because you want people to be really close to the ground so they get down fast.
Is skydiving higher than that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So like your average halo jump, which is like high altitude, low open for like in relation to the chute, would be like 30,000.
Is it called a halo jump because Master Chief does it, or
no? It's because it's called high altitude, low open.
Yeah.
Halo.
And then they have high ho, which is
high ho,
which is high altitude, high open.
Yeah, okay, I could surmise that one.
So I don't really know what the application is for that one. Honestly, I don't know why you would really do that. Like unless you don't want the plane to show up on radar or something, so you glide into. I have no idea. I honestly don't know what the application for that is, but
it's a halo jump. We've looked it up. You need like 300 confirmed jumps to do it.
Yeah, you need the preliminaries to have like a certain amount of individual jumps, static line.
Sounds expensive.
It is very expensive. Yeah. Well, I think
unless you work at the place and you get free jumps and you're part of that.
That's exactly
commune.
what I was gonna say. I was like,
cheat code.
I was like, maybe I should fucking on weekends go.
I've heard the people there are polyamorous.
Really? The one locally?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard they're weird freaks. Not because they're polyamorous. I've just heard they're weird freaks.
Important distinction.
About the movie stuff, I know that you think it's dumb that they're putting in Transformers movies so people will join the army, but
I totally understand why, and I know that it works. What I don't like is that it creates a bunch of chaff at basic training that you have to sift through, right? So like, because it worked for me, right? Like I'm sure at some point I probably would have realized that I wanted to join the army through exposure to veterans and stuff like that, but it jump started my interest in it.
Yeah.
I just don't like, because there was a ton of people, especially my basic training, where you get there and you're like, eventually they'll buy in. Like they're
all wearing
good.
Optimus Prime t-shirts.
What is it? I don't remember.
When do I get to meet the Autobots?
I'm here to defend against the Decepticons.
When are they going to let Michael Bay design a gun?
But yeah, no, I'm really curious because I do know that they have that program where they partner, or like movie studios can ask to use the equipment.
Yeah.
But that agreement comes with terms.
Yeah.
They're very specific about how things are portrayed. They're very specific. They basically will be like, you have to give us part authorship in the actual script and what happens.
They literally
so we
will
can
hand
make
you
sure
your script back, edit it and say, change this, and this, or you're not getting your Chinook helicopters. It's not happening.
Yes. So I would love to, I don't want to work for the government, but I would love to work in that office.
So you could just be like, yep, looks good. Here you go.
So I could either do that if it was like a movie that I thought was, oh, this would be fun. Or
like Top Gun would be a really good one.
Yeah. Or like if it was a Transformers film, I could write it and be like, you have to make Optimus Prime kiss, all of the other Transformers before they go out to battle.
No, it's the Optimus has to kiss Megatron at the end before he shoots his head off. He's like, ooh.
Does anybody have any examples of some kind of ridiculous requirement that somebody might paste in there?
Well, it's just plot changes. So they're very careful about their image because that is what it is. It's marketing to the extreme. I mean, they have
two of my favorite movies got denied this. And once I say them, you'll be like, oh, that makes a bunch of sense. Apocalypse Now and Platoon are two of my favorite movies of all time. Now, those stories would have never been told because they submitted it and said, hey, we want these Huey helicopters. And they were basically like, no, fuck off. Take the scenes out about dudes smoking weed. We don't like that. Like stuff like that. They ended up sourcing them through other means. Like I think on both of those films, I think the Hueys came from the Filipino government because they filmed both of those in the Philippines. And the Philippines were like, sure, you want some helicopters? Great. And they gave them to him. And then there was actually a portion in, I think, Apocalypse Now where the Philippines were like, oh, guys, we have like a lot of maneuvers that we have to do. And there's like kind of an uprising happening. So can we have like a couple helicopters back, please? Like, it's like, oh, shit. Yeah, here you go. Like, but
we kind of actually need these.
Yeah, we actually we kind of jumped the gun on this one. Like we need the helicopters.
Whereas got the U.S. military being like, yeah, we got about 40 of these in our hangar.
They're just hanging out,
waiting for the next Marvel movie to come out.
But I want Iron Man to eat a donut at this moment. Otherwise, you're not getting them.
What? Yeah. What if they were like,
Dunkin' Donuts?
Tony Stark has to be eating every time he's on screen for us to give you this helicopter.
And it literally could be any stipulation that they want to make it.
Yeah.
So
because they have all the equipment,
right?
And they're basically one of the only places that you could get that equipment and like the real stuff.
And the only way that it's worth their time is if they are getting a positive message out of it. So they basically have a stranglehold on like what's going on there. So it's the people's equipment, which makes sense. But we're only going to allow you to use your equipment and if it looks good for us is sort of
if it benefits the army.
Right. But yeah, so as far as like firearms specific stuff, like Call of Duty would be an amazing way to do that, right? You've got a new gun project that you're trying to like make popular. You might as well put it in the game. And like Adam was saying, game companies are shying away from using actual firearms models as in-game names because firearms companies have had problems with it in the past of being like, hey, that's a licensed product. Like, and now games are so mainstream that they're starting to notice. So they're like, hey, that's an HK MP5. Like that makes X amount of money and you're making money off of our likeness. So then they just like kind of make the gun look exactly how it's supposed to because most people won't notice the minutia.
Yeah.
And then they go, it's not an HK MP5. It's an M78. And you're like, okay, that irks people like me, but I'll play the game.
With the MP5, they call it the Lockman sub.
Yeah, so it's just like random stuff. Like I don't even think
they just make up names.
Yeah, they just make up a name.
And then the AK is like the Kostakov something or other.
Which is stupid because it's a communist product. So like who's gonna sue you over that? Like there's not a patent on the AK. It's like kind of how communism works. Yeah. So like you could just call it the AK-47 and like nobody would give a shit.
Yeah.
Like I don't know why they bothered renaming that one, but
Maybe just for consistency's sake.
What, just so across the board, they could say, like, we're
Yeah.
not using any real firearms.
They should have at least called it something cool, like the Red Saber or something. You know?
Reds.
Is
Oh,
the
that's what Darth Vader had.
in the original
Wow.
Before or after the circumcision?
Oh, post.
in the original
Post-op.
2009 Modern Warfare 2,
Stop.
Why did that kill you? Why was that so funny?
Because I should have known before asking the question.
post-op in the Crapta tank.
While he was shitting himself, they made him a new lightsaber.
Okay, he definitely shit himself on Mustafar, right?
Yeah, your limbs got cut off, dude. Like, you had to have shot yourself.
Yeah,
Imagine
it
how that
tense
must
up
have-
so much.
Imagine how that must have smelled with his like
Burning
legs
feces.
burning, and then he's
I
shitting
honestly
himself.
don't. I honestly
Dookie
don't
going
know
down
that
his
it would
leg.
take. I honestly don't know that it would make it smell any worse. Like, it's already burning flesh. It probably is masked underneath that.
God, that's got to be like one of the worst
You ever
smells in
smelled
the world.
burning shit?
No, I missed that part of the army because I didn't deploy. So
Wait, did they make you
Yes.
smell burning shit?
they make you burn shit.
What?
Yeah.
You've never heard about this?
No.
This is like a huge deal.
This is
I feel like
news to me.
I feel like we've talked about this. You and I definitely.
Yeah,
have.
Well, you guys,
This
talk,
rings
you
no
guys
bells
talk
for
about
me.
whatever you want in your own time. What is this all about?
So the idea being is that it's easier to burn the shit than it is to move it somewhere. So like when you're in a foreign country, you build a latrine. The engineers come and they build a latrine, which could be as simple as like a slit trench that just has like a board to sit on, and then you shit into like a bucket. And then when the bucket gets to a certain fullness, then you fucking bring it to the burn pile and you dump it in there, and then you make a mixture of gasoline and you burn the shit. Of course, the detail is done by like E4 and below. So like the lower enlisted go and they burn the shit. And they've been doing this since Vietnam, I know of. It could have been happening before then, but I don't know of any instances of it happening.
And now there's like this giant lawsuit.
Yeah,
thing about
because there's a whole bunch of health complications. with
Yeah.
that. And like dudes would be doing this detail for hours.
No
at a
mask, I
time.
assume, when you have to burn the shit.
So people would wear masks. I've like seen photos
Yeah.
and know people that would wear masks, like gas masks when you would do it, which I'm sure saves you a little bit, but it's burning shit for hours. At some
Yeah.
point, you're going to be exposed to it.
Yeah.
A lot of people would like, it's just, if you're in Afghanistan or Iraq, where like the average temperature during the day could be like 105 or more, you're not going to wear a fucking,
Christ.
I don't know if you've ever worn a gas mask for more than like 10 seconds.
I haven't.
Yeah. It literally is like, the air in there is, even though you're breathing air through, it's still stagnant as all hell. It's hot because you've got this silicone fucking mask blocking off
Well,
all.
why don't they just dig the hole for the latrine and then just cover it up once it gets to a
because you're
certain
there for
point?
so long. Like, you would have to probably pick a whole bunch of other sites to move a new latrine to afterward. Like, it's just not, you don't have enough real estate.
Yeah, logistically, you don't have the space.
What do you mean?
And-
Logistically, you
No,
have
because
the
if you're-
manpower and the space to
No,
burn
because
shit.
if you're on a forward operations base or something like that, you are only designated that much space by that country theoretically.
And
That's a good point.
You have
God
to,
forbid you dig your shit hole
Hey.
slightly outside the border of where your base is.
Well,
Oh, you don't do anything outside.
No.
like
Really?
no way. Especially not taking a shit. Like, because
Yeah.
you'd be incredibly vulnerable out there. So
Hmm.
like whatever your cordon is, like the perimeter, nothing happens outside of that except for mission
so
space.
is the shitter right in the middle of the base?
It's wherever you can fit it. Like,
Today, I learned that service people inhale secondhand shit smoke.
yeah, there's the health risks that are behind it. Are like, I know someone I used to work with did that when he was in Afghanistan, and he was like,
yeah, most
"It's
people get put on the
one of the worst fucking things." He's like, I fucking get like $10 a month from it.
Why? Because the lawsuit?
Yeah.
Oh, $10 a month. That's
Yeah.
not much.
Nope.
Especially you probably incurred something chronic
Yep.
Oh yeah.
from that. That's
Yeah.
oh.
That's kind of making me sick thinking about it. Ugh.
Do you need to throw up, Adam?
Do you need
Honestly, that did make me a little queasy. That was kind of gross.
Hey,
It's
do you need to Uki?
So it's like Vietnam had Agent Orange and burning shit, but they don't talk about that very often. And then the Gulf era people also burn shit, but their big thing was the Ear Pro. I don't know if you guys ever saw that. Like the
Yeah,
M3,
the M3.
in-ear
Yeah.
Pro was causing a whole bunch of hearing problems. I don't know exactly what it was, but it was like fucking with people's hearing.
Oh shit.
And so like that was a big thing.
Do you say M3?
Yeah.
3M.
3M, sorry.
No, it was for me too, because I was like, I agreed with you.
Wasn't
Yeah,
it like a background frequency thing, or
I don't know. It was damaging their hearing somehow. Like the act of wearing the ear protection was like fucking with their hearing.
counterintuitive?
Right. And so that was the big thing. Is like, if you wore these types of hearing protection, then you're entitled to financial compensation. And
If
so-
you or a loved one were stationed at Fort Lejeune,
Yeah, Camp Lejeune.
Camp Lejeune. During this time to this time, you will be entitled to.
You
Real
drank
quick.
asbestos water.
I don't know if you know this off the top
You
of
were
your
in Flint,
head,
Michigan.
but like I know that Apple's AirPods have their noise cancellation feature works through utilizing something called like anti-noise or something like that. Is that kind of like the same concept?
There are some hearing protections that do that. I don't want to spend too much time talking about this, but there are some that they will detect the sound, like loud noises, mostly like it's made to detect gunshots, like spikes in audio frequency. And they've got microphones to detect that. And so like when we're just in this space, it kind of sounds like how it does in the headphones now. We'd be talking to each other and we could hear each other. And the moment that the audio spikes, it cuts the microphone out. So
Yeah.
say if somebody shot a SPAS 12 around you.
yeah, absolutely. Then hopefully everyone would be excited and the
They
audio
say,
would
sexy
cut out
gun,
real
sexy gun.
sexy.
Oh, she's so
sexy but
difficult.
difficult gun. Yeah.
Yeah.
So sexy, so difficult. But actually, so part of the sexiness is the hook that's on the stock. I don't know if you guys have seen it. I can bring it up real quick.
Yeah, show us the hook.
I'll show you the hook.
Show me the hook, Austin.
Let's run that hook by me real quick. What's the hook?
I got this really sexy
This
hook.
real sexy
This
hook
big
you guys
sexy-
are going to love.
it. Okay.
So
let's
The
get
hook
to
on
it.
the top one.
yeah.
See the hook on the
Yeah.
top one?
My eyes are closed.
Do you not want to see it?
I know what it looks like. It's beautiful.
So does anyone want to guess what that hook is used for?
Hanging it on the wall.
That is a byproduct, but that's not what it was designed for.
Was it to hang on to like a vehicle or like a pack of some sort?
So you're on the right track with a vehicle, but it wasn't to hang
Oh,
off
I got
of
it.
a vehicle.
I got it. When you're moving SWAT units and they're hanging off the vehicle, they have it hanged
Hung.
on themselves.
No.
No, fuck.
Is it so that you can hang your coat on it when you're using the gun?
No,
in
but
hot
it does
weather?
look suspiciously like an umbrella. What's funny is the stock does actually pivot on this 90 degree
Yeah, so
here.
it would look like an umbrella.
You could like straighten it out and make it like you could like hold it up. Like
Is this one of those umbrellas that the penguin would have?
Yeah, well, no, but okay, I'm glad you brought that up. In Black Lagoon, Roberta, the maid character, uses a SPAS 12 that's made to look like an umbrella, and she fucking shoots people with it in the bar fight, dude. It's so
awesome.
badass.
It's so good.
But no, it's actually so that it swings out to the side. It swings to either side, and
Like left or right.
left or right.
Okay.
And the idea being is that it will support. It hooks underneath your forearm, and you can hold it with one hand. And I shit you not. Yeah, I know the look on your face, and it's exactly. It doesn't get any better. It's so you can hold it with one hand, and you can shoot it out of a moving vehicle while you're driving.
Sounds like it could dislocate your shoulder.
No, it wouldn't dislocate your shoulder. It's just stupid. Like, because you wouldn't be able to
Some
accurately aim
NWA
it.
shit.
Yeah, they literally were like, because they were designing it for police officers. They
Yeah.
literally were like, this would be a valuable tool in a pursuit. You should be able to shoot it and drive at the same time. Like,
That's-
no.
That is 100% all the
The
marketing
dumbest-
team.
Yeah.
They sat in a room, they smoked cigarettes for like 6 hours straight while
they did.
chugging coffee or energy
And
drinks.
snorting cocaine.
And they were like,
It was 79, so a little bit earlier for cocaine, but they should probably set the precedent.
Oh,
they're
yeah,
like,
they got it.
fuck, yeah, okay, we want it to be, we want the cops to look cool when they have it. We want them to know it's cool. What
Yeah.
if they could hold it out the side and shoot it easily?
Yep. So like, you know, in Grand Theft Auto, when the cops are chasing you and they just like one hand their pistols out the fucking
Yes.
window, like imagine a SPAS 12 in that hand.
Jesus Christ. There's no scenario where that happens,
Nope.
right? Do you think anyone's actually done that?
Yes.
Any cop has done that?
There's a guy on YouTube and he has a website. It's called the SPAS 12 Project. And basically, like me, he has this weird attraction to it. It's like, it's this iconic gun. So he wanted to learn as much about it as possible. And just so he was like, so that you guys have documentation that it's possible, he went down a dirt road that was like, I don't know if it was on his land or was an access road or whatever. And he videotaped himself doing it. And it's 100% possible. But he's like, this has no practical application.
No.
I just wanted to show you guys what it would look like. And
You
I'm
should
like,
have set up like a fucking target.
yeah, I mean, you probably with enough practice could hit it, but like I would not want to, because you're not directly behind the gun. I would not have any faith in myself, especially in a populated area. There's no way you would catch me firing the gun out of the
Right by the playground.
The holding it with one hand thing just made me think of something a little tangential. Is there ever, in terms of like military scenarios, a practical scenario where like dual wielding
No.
or something? Yeah, I didn't think so.
No, that's not true.
There's no akimbo.
There's no guns
isn't a
what-
Steven
okay,
Seagal
wait,
movie.
Hold up.
Yeah, I
What
was
if you
just gonna
had
say
two Spaz 12s with the hooks on both your arms?
That's some Wolfenstein shit.
You'd look like a Gundam or something. Like,
Yeah, I was thinking the loader from Alien or Aliens, right? You know, where,
oh,
Yeah.
are you talking about the smart gun? Or no, yeah, the thing with the pinchies,
exoskeleton, yeah.
pinchers?
except two
the big
shotguns.
meaty claw.
What are the
Big meaty claws.
what are the shotguns that BJ Blazkowicz uses in the newer Wolfenstein games?
That's a good question. I don't know if they're designed after anything.
I think maybe all those guns are fictional.
Yeah, probably.
Blowjob Blazkowicz.
Yeah, my brother used to make that joke a lot.
Hell yeah! Shout out to your brother. So, do you have any more, like any specific point you wanted to talk about with this Spaz 12, other than its complete impracticality and how sexy it is?
That basically wraps up everything. Like that is, I can't wrap my head around. Like I know, like my favorite way to describe it is shitty but lethal. You know, like it just
Sexy but difficult.
I guess
sexy.
it's-
But that's my new favorite one. Like sexy but difficult is probably the best way to describe this gun.
Yeah, it sort of seems like the I don't know. I feel like I've referenced 30 Rock in a previous episode too, but the John Hamm guest
you
stars
don't
on
want
that
to give
episode.
it to. You don't want to give it to. What's his name?
What?
Who's the guy in 30 Rock? the
Tracy
boss?
Morgan. Oh,
Alec Baldwin?
You don't want to give the special to Alec Baldwin. He'll probably think it's loaded with blanks.
That's not his fault, but you know, whatever.
100% his fault.
Realistically, the fact that anything like this could happen after what happened to Brandon Lee is very
because he was
surprising.
also
On the
killed
Crow.
by a
Yeah.
gun on a movie set, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Although I think that one was actually loaded with blanks too, but I think
It was
just
I don't know the full story. You can kill people with blanks.
Yeah.
It's very far and few between, but like especially if you get like the soft point on the temple,
Yeah.
it will absolutely fuck somebody.
Yeah.
Stay up.
Hey, new one's coming out of The Crow.
oh yeah, it's got that really
Apparently
ugly
it's dog
guy.
shit.
Bill Skarsgård.
Yes, he's the ugliest man on earth, and I love it. He's got such bug eye. He has such nice cheekbones. Like everything
He's,
from below the eyes is nice, and then he's just got this huge buggish eyes.
Is he considered one of those, what are they calling them? Rodent males or whatever, rodent men?
This is
Are you
news
speaking
to
from
me.
experience?
No, this is an actual thing where
rat
like
with wings?
people like Jeremy Allen
A rat
White.
with wings?
This is an actual term. Like people like Jeremy Allen White, Rami Malek, what's his face in that movie Salt, Barry Keoghan,
Salt? Saltburn.
Saltburn. Yeah, it's
There
a
is a
term.
movie named Salt though, too.
It's
Yeah.
a term for these men.
Angelina Jolie movie.
Jolie.
Is that the one where she has black hair?
I think so.
And then it turns blonde halfway through the movie, I think. Sorry, Adam, go ahead.
No, I was just saying that's a real term that's being used right now for men who have like
Rat
that kind of
men?
face, rodent men or like rodent males or something.
Where are you reading rodent males?
It's been like I
feel like
saw it
you're
referenced
on-
in a Variety article. It's been popping up in a bunch of different
this
places.
sounds like something you'd pick up on like a men's rights activism forum.
Rodent men deserve better.
Yeah. Rodent men don't get what they're due from women.
the media has been like calling them the new heartthrob, I guess.
What?
What?
Sorry, I just saw that Ice Cube does in fact use the Spaz 12 in Ghost of Mars.
Hell yeah, brother. That's right.
That rules.
That's right. Shit. What were we saying before the rodent man?
And it's in Star Trek apparently too.
The Spaz 12 is in Star Trek?
Yes.
Which one?
I just saw it. Where did it go? Hold on. Highlander 2, The Quackening.
The quickening.
The Quickening.
The quickening. Does it say that? Does it say the quackening?
No, it doesn't. I read it wrong. I got excited.
Quackening.
Oh, that rules.
where
No,
did
we
it
were
go?
talking about gun safety and Alec Baldwin killing that woman.
Oh yeah. I mean, we shouldn't
no,
get too
yeah.
much into it, but like, I just think it's insane that even happened. But to bring it back around, I was referencing 30 Rock because this gun sounds a lot to me like John Hamm's character on that show. He guest stars as a man that Liz Lemon dates, and he's a doctor. And he's
like
John Hamm, so he's
yeah.
very handsome. But the whole thing about him is that he's a fucking idiot. He's like the most incapable idiot. And he has like the bubble, basically, the concept of the bubble of like, he's so handsome that no one will tell him that he's wrong about things or that he's like dumb. And he ends up losing
So
his.
he's a himbo.
Yes, but he's so stupid that he got a doctorate. And then like he ends up losing his hands because he's like stepping off of a helicopter to go help people as a doctor. And he like raises his
Oh,
That's
my
so fucking funny.
God.
I had never heard that term before.
What,
So
himbo?
this past
Himbo,
12
really? Yeah.
I think we've used it on the podcast.
Really?
The Spaz 12 sounds like a gun version of that.
Yeah.
It's so sexy, but
Where no one will
nobody
tell
can
it's
really
wrong.
say,
Yeah.
hey, this is really dumb that you have this umbrella hook attachment.
It comes over and it flashes its cleavage, and everyone goes, "Okay,
Yes,
you made
you're
up for
very
it."
smart.
Austin made eye contact with me a minute ago. What was it?
No, well, so I was dying trying not to laugh about this. So it's in Star Trek Deep Space Nine.
Oh, really? What
Yeah.
what episode?
Bringing it
Do you
back.
want to guess who used it?
Is it Quark? It'd be really funny.
Oh, wait.
No,
Can I-
it's very, it just says a terrorist.
I wonder where that would be. Maybe that would be like, because I can't imagine that's when they're on the spaceship. It might be one of the episodes where they go back to the past.
I'd be interested to know.
Does it say the episode name on there?
doesn't. It just says, I don't know how long. Oh, yeah. It says the entire span of the series, 1993 to 99.
A terrorist shows up in every episode with the Spaz 12.
How often does Star Trek go back to the past? Because there's another one
lot.
where they go back to like Nazi Germany at one point, right?
Not in Deep Space Nine, I don't think.
Not in Deep Space Nine, but
they go back a lot. That's a big thing with the series. Like, I know there are points where I think at one point O'Brien goes back in time to.
Captain Kirk
Something.
and Spock go back in time like so much in the original.
Well, they all go back in time for one episode where they are like going back to the Revolution. There's like some specific focal point in history where
they need to
you
like
know.
steal George Washington's wooden teeth or something.
No, basically it's like in the future for us, or actually it might be like 2024, 2025
Oh,
or something like
really?
that. Yeah, because I think it actually has, but it's like the Bell Riots, I think it is what it's called. And it's like this point at which things are so bad in the United States. There are like ghettos and stuff that they put all the poor people in. And basically, that's what prompts people to revolt and like set up the whole federation or whatever.
Oh, really? So
Yeah.
it's like the turning point for
Yes.
why. Okay.
The turning point in humanity where everybody comes together and we're like, we're not going to be shitty anymore.
That's crazy. That's
Yeah.
cool. Can you imagine if that happened?
No.
yeah.
That's why we have sci-fi, so we can dream.
Is Star Trek Voyager any good? Because it's in that.
A lot of people like it. I haven't personally watched it, honestly. I've really only watched a lot of Next Generation and Deep Space Nine.
Well, if you do watch it, keep an eye out for season 3, episode 8, The Future's End. Porter uses it.
That sounds like they go back in time based on the
Probably,
episode
yeah.
title.
Oh, yeah. And there's so many video games, too.
What about Shadow the Hedgehog? Is it in Shadow the Hedgehog?
That sounds like something that
It
would be
does
in
sound
Shadow.
like it, but no, my favorite. I just saw a title of a video game that sounds very early 2000s. Oh, it's just on the cusp. It's called Tactical Ops Assault on Terror.
Hell yeah.
That is a very 2000s title.
I think
Hell
we should
yeah.
get that game and play it.
Oh, which reminds me, and we should get that game and play it. I'll actually look it up and see if I can find it. Which reminds me of the thing that we talked about. Is this in a Metal Gear game? Do you guys have an opinion on that?
I think it is. Oh, wait.
Yes, it's in a Metal
It
Gear
definitely
game.
is.
I feel like we talked about this at one point.
Well, because I had told you that I wanted to start implementing this. Because
But I mean like the specific gun.
probably we did, yeah.
Mhm. But yes.
Not a surprising answer, but yes, it is in a Metal Gear game. Apparently, it's in Metal Gear Solid 2. It has it listed here, but I don't remember seeing it anywhere.
Which one is the second one again?
Sons of Liberty.
Okay.
And it's in the game. It's wearing a very short skirt and some fishnets.
And it doesn't accredit it to being used by anybody, so I think it's a misprint. But it's 100% in Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker, which takes place in 74. So there's like that. My favorite thing about that game is that it bends things.
But
to
we
be
know
cooler.
that Big Boss couldn't have invented Mountain Dew. We've been over
Right,
that.
so
we
but
forgot about
that's what
that.
I was gonna say. Right, is like so it makes Big Boss just invent stuff because of the coolness factor. So it's like
The coolness factor of inventing Doritos when you're like essentially an international warlord.
yeah, like you don't want to go like riding into battle and you've got a Spaz 12 that hasn't been invented yet, eating Doritos that hasn't been invented yet, and wearing a Mountain Dew shirt. That you can do that in game. You can do that.
Rock on.
Yeah, it's in like every Grand Theft Auto. It's in Stalker. It's in Far Cry, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, Left 4 Dead,
Those are the ones I know it from.
Yeah.
Black Ops.
Never heard of any of these games.
Battlefield 3, Chernobyl terrorist attack.
Was it in? I feel like it was in one of those classic like Capcom rail shooters too.
So it was in Resident Evil Survivor, which is a rail shooter, but I don't know if there's any other Capcom rail shooters that I don't know off the top of my head.
Well, are there any more that you want to slip in here before we wrap up? Because we're coming up on time.
Yeah, no, it's in Blue Exorcist. Sorry, I got to the anime section.
God forbid.
That checks out. That makes sense.
Is it in Naruto?
No.
No, but that'd be hilarious. Oh, there is actually, I don't know if you guys have ever seen the Boondocks.
Yes.
It is in the Boondocks, and I knew that.
Is that in the anime section?
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna ask if that was considered an anime.
I don't think it is.
Oh, it
it's
aired
a-
on Toonami. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that about wraps it up. So
All right. Well,
Yeah.
I hope you never stop yearning for that Spaz 12. And honestly, I hope you pull the trigger on it when you get the chance.
literally
And figuratively. Yeah. Who's the first person you'd show if you got it?
I did not think that's where that was going.
Who's the first person you shoot?
Yes, I heard the SH and I was like, Kody, what?
Well, for good measure, why don't you answer both questions?
The first person I would show. That's difficult.
It'd probably be all of your coworkers because you'd probably get it delivered to work.
Yeah, it would probably inadvertently be my coworkers. Yeah. And then out of everyone in the group, I thought like, oh, when we have a gathering, and then I was like, nah, I'd probably wait until it was a more appropriate audience.
My immediate thought was your brother.
I would like to, but he lives so far away that like it probably realistically wouldn't be him. Maybe like a Snapchat or something.
Yeah,
But yeah, can you imagine just come to like a kegger or something? And then I'm like, guys, and then flip it over in no context, and people are like, what the fuck? Why did you bring a shotgun?
We use super hype. We use it to skeet shoot the frisbee.
Or we could use it
Hey, there we go.
to get rid of the groundhog.
That's fucked up.
As babies. Fuck.
Well, I mean, Dragon's Breath with a Spaz 12 will absolutely take care of that groundhog problem.
Was at the end of John Wick 4.
So yeah, the first person I would shoot would be the groundhog. Sorry, go ahead.
That wasn't a Spaz 12 he had at the end with the Dragon's Breath, was it?
No, that was a. Oh, don't do this to me.
You know what? I'm going to pause on this one.
Yeah,
and
I'll
you
find
can,
out
you can think on it
because I don't remember the company, but
Yeah.
that's the Spaz 12.
Fuck yeah. I like the number 12. That's what I learned.
All right. See you later.
All right,
Bye.
see ya.
Peace out.
You've been listening to Learner's Permit. Thanks for listening. We hope you learned something today. Until next time, goodbye.